In today's video, we're going to be talking about the spot price of silver falling over the last 30 days and buying the dip along with some stock market uncertainty. And I'm also doing a giveaway in the VIP club right now. Join before August 1st for a chance to win. Link in the description. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about the spot price of silver sitting in the $25 range. Spot price has fallen quite a bit over the last month, and I wanted to talk about this along with some massive stock market fears going on right now. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new.
Make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today
is Monday, July 26th, 2021. The spot price of silver, as I'm recording the video, is $25.22, technically in the green, but we're definitely down from where we were earlier this month. Spot price of gold is currently sitting at $18.0220, pretty flat right now, and the gold to silver ratio at the moment is in the 71-to-1 range. Of course, that's as I'm filming the video, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. But today, I wanted to do a little bit of a spot price review, or just going over what the spot price of silver has done over the last 30 days, within the last month. Now, it is Monday morning, so there's really no telling what spot price will do as the day goes on. I actually just wrapped up a VIP club market open stream. I don't always do them. I've actually only done this 2 weeks in a row, but I'm trying to keep up the momentum, and I also go live every Wednesday night as well, as I've been for months and months and months. But we just did a little bit of a stock market open stream, and to my surprise, the SPY S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the NASDAQ all in the red. Not by much. I'm talking about down 0.03% or down 0.13% or down 0.5%. They're not too heavily in the red, but it is technically a red day. And by the way, really quick, speaking of the stock market, if you don't already have the Webull app and you download it through my link, they will give you 2 free random stocks if you deposit a measly $5, and then you could just send the $5 back to your bank account if you want. And they have a promo going on right now. For everyone that you refer, they'll give you 4 free stocks, and another promo going on right now that if you refer 3 people in total, they will give you a free share of Papa John's pizza, which is kind of weird, kind of random, kind of strange, but it's also kind of cool because it's worth like over $100. You could just sell that and get some silver with it if you want. Link in the description. And then I went over and I took a look at some individual stocks, and I had noticed that Amazon was down, Starbucks was down, Apple was down, Tesla surprisingly up. When tech is down, usually Tesla is down as well, because technically it's more of a tech stock than anything else. Tech on wheels. And then I looked at some of the blue chip companies as well, and most of them were in the red, some of them were in the green. It's kind of a weird day, but it was a little bit of a reminder that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. And when I say the stock market, it kind of goes hand in hand with the precious metals as well, because when there's a lot of fear or uncertainty, people start making moves that they wouldn't normally or ordinarily make. A lot of people sell off their positions in the stock market, or they liquidate just so they can have cash on hand if they fear that we may go into a more severe economic catastrophe or more of a recession, or if we end up backpedaling into some of what we saw last year in 2020. And the only reason I bring that up is just because of the new variant going on right now. And I know some people think it's fake. Some people say this, some people say that. I'm not going to sit here and say whether or not it's real or fake or anything like that. But I will say the fear is real. And the markets are unbelievably quick to react to fear and uncertainty. We see this all the time. If people think we're going to go back into a recession, if people think we're going to see another crash, people start selling off early. They get out while they can. I don't know why, because historically, anytime the stock market crashes, it just goes back up. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people can't just hold on. But oftentimes when this happens, a lot of people gravitate towards the silver and gold as well, because it's typically used as a way of hedging inflation, obviously, but more so, it gives people a sense of stability, especially with gold. Gold is the much more stable metal between the two. And silver, I like to think that there's more room for growth. I think it has, more potential in that area. I don't know if everyone else sees it that way. That's just how I see it. But silver is much more sporadic. Gold is much more stable. So during times of economic instability, people look for that sense of stability, and a lot of people gravitate towards the gold. And I think right now, if we keep going down this path, if we start seeing the cases start to spike again, which, by the way, I hate to say it, but we're seeing the cases start to spike again. Not crazy like we saw last year, but they're a little bit on the rise. So if we don't get that under control, who knows what's going to be happening moving forward. And I pray to God that we don't go through what we went through last year. As nice as it would be to buy the dip, as nice as it would be to see another crash so I can get as much silver as I can, and so I can invest as much as I can for 20, 30, 40, 50% off, like a lot of us were able to do last year in 2020, as nice as that would be, that's not what I want. I want the economy to be in good condition. I want to get back on track, and we've been kind of getting back on track, so I wouldn't want anything bad to happen, and I would much rather miss out on a buying opportunity as long as the economy is in relatively good shape, or should I say, the best shape possible. But regardless, aside from all of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the spot price of silver has done over the last month. So I have a chart pulled up on my computer screen right now that I'm paying attention to. 30 days ago, about a month ago, silver was sitting at $26.25, which is pretty much $1 and 3 cents higher than where it is right now. For those 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of the last 30 days, silver barely moved. It was kind of just hovering in the $26 range. It went as low as $25.94 and it went as high as $26.60, and it was just kind of floating for the most part over the last 3 weeks. And then boom, all of a sudden, what happened after July 15th when silver was sitting at $26.43? Well, boom, the next day it goes down to $25.82. The day after that, it falls down to $25.19. The day after that, it goes down to $25.07. And ever since, silver has been fluctuating in the $25 range rather than fluctuating in the $26 range. It might not sound like that big of a deal. It's only down $1, but percentage-wise, silver fell. And not only did it fall, but it stayed right around where it fell too. Now, funny enough, if we were to take a look at gold and what gold has done over the last month, we actually started lower. We were looking at $1,788. It went all the way down to $1,771. And it had been on the rise for those 3 weeks. It pretty much did nothing but go up, while silver pretty much sat still. And on July 15th, which was basically the cutoff point for silver, when it fell, gold took a little bit of a dip. It went from 1836 down to 1822, down to 1817, and it's pretty much been somewhat flat ever since. So rather than sitting still for the first 3 weeks like what silver did, gold actually went up. And for that last week, rather than taking a pretty big drop like silver did, it took a little bit of a dip and then it kind of sat still. So Silver and gold are moving in opposite directions right now, and they've been for the last month. I'm not going to talk about the last 3 months or the 6 months or the last year or anything like that. I wanted to focus on recent events and something that we have seen, something that I've been pretty much been reporting on almost every single day for the last month. The gold to silver ratio has been moving apart. We saw silver in the silver to gold ratio in the 1 to 60s range a month ago. Over the course of the last month, we've seen it go 1 to 65, 1 to 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. The other day, we saw it at 72, and right now it's currently sitting in the 1 to 61 range. So gold and silver for the last month, maybe even the last 2 months, have been moving in opposite directions. They have been spreading apart, which I know a lot of people look forward to the gold to silver ratio gap closing in, because when the gap closes in and silver and gold get a little bit closer together, from that perspective at least, what a lot of people like to do is trade some silver for some gold. And I've yet to do that. I've never traded any of my silver for any gold. I've never traded any of my gold for any silver. I've actually never traded any of my precious metals for anything in the world. I've acquired the precious metals and I've never parted ways with anything, never swapped anything, sold anything, nothing. Never did anything. Every single coin rounder bar that I've ever picked up is still in my possession, and I intend on keeping it that way. But if the gold to silver ratio gap closes into a point that I believe makes sense to me, I wouldn't be opposed to trading a little bit of silver for a little bit of gold. Because that's kind of the cycle that I'm going after, and I don't plan on doing that anytime in the near future. But that is a plan of mine. Because every day when I go to work, which I'm about to wrap up the video and head to work pretty soon, what am I doing? I'm trading my time for dollars. I'm trading away my most valuable asset, my time, for currency, for fake money, for fiat, for glorified IOU debt notes. I'm trading my time for those debt notes. So what I like to do after I pay all the bills and take care of everything that I need to pay for, I like to take what's left of those debt notes and I put a portion of that into the silver. Now sometimes I'll pick up a little bit of gold just for diversification purposes. Diversification is important. I would argue that it's mandatory. That's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, so what do I know? Do your own research, form your own opinions, make your own decisions based off your conclusions, not mine. But the conclusion that I came to was that diversification, to me at least, is complete and totally mandatory. So yes, I pick up some gold from time to time. With my cash, I don't pick up gold with silver, I pick it up with cash. But point being is, a majority of my attention is on silver. I would say 95% of my attention is on silver, and that's where I put a majority of my cash when it comes to my precious metal acquisitions. Reason for that is because I truly, genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that by stacking silver today, metaphorically, it can get me gold tomorrow. That's why I'm focusing so heavily on the silver. Yes, I know silver takes up much more room than gold does, but guess what? I don't believe it always will. I believe that my silver will drive me to gold. I truly believe that I'll be able to trade silver for gold at a ratio that makes perfect sense to me. Like I said, right now we're looking at 1 to 71, somewhere within that range. In recent months, we've seen it in the 1 to 60s. If and when we get to the 1 to 50s, like I've been saying for a long time now, I would say, okay, now we're talking. 1 to 40 would be even nicer. And that would probably be the point where I begin trading a little bit of silver for some gold. Now, I would never trade all of it for gold. I would never trade most of it for gold. I wouldn't even trade half of it for gold. I'm talking about just a little bit at a time. 10, 20 ounces. I mean, think about it. If we saw 1 to 40, 10 ounces of silver could get me about 1/4 of an ounce of gold. I could trade a 10-ounce silver bar for a 1/4 ounce gold eagle or something like that. So at 1 to 40 is probably when I would really consider and more than likely begin trading a little bit of silver for a little bit of gold. Now, if we see 1 to 30, that's what I'm talking about. 1 to 30? A lot of people say 1 to 1. That's a little extreme in my opinion. I personally don't think we're ever going to see that. I don't know if we're going to see anything lower than 1 to 30. It's possible. I could be wrong. I just personally do not believe that. But then again, I've been wrong in the past. I'll be wrong again in the future. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. What are your thoughts on the spot price of silver and the spot price of gold kind of moving in opposite directions right now? Like I said, for silver, it was pretty much sitting still for 3 weeks and then boom, it fell. Gold was not sitting still for 3 weeks. It was kind of on the rise for 3 weeks. And then they both stopped right around the same time. Silver stopped sitting still and it fell, and gold stopped being on the rise and it slightly dipped, and then it pretty much stayed still from that point moving forward. So the precious metals, oftentimes they'll kind of move in the same direction. They won't have the same percent increase or drop all of the time, but typically they move in the same direction. Usually if one's going up, the other one's going up. If one's going down, the other one's going down. That's usually what happens, but it's not always the case, because it's important to remember silver and gold, they're not the same metal in different colors. They're completely different metals for completely different reasons. They have completely different jobs, and they're used in completely different industries, aside from jewelry, etc., etc., etc. They're used for completely different reasons. They have different purposes, they weigh different amounts, they have different melting points. They're completely different metals for completely different reasons. They're both in the precious metal basket, but it's important to remember that just because one is on the rise or one is beginning to fall doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that the other one will follow in its footsteps. That doesn't always happen, and the last 30 days is a little bit of a reminder. So I'm very curious what the gold to silver ratio is going to be a month from now. Now, this is not a prediction channel. I don't make predictions. I actually don't really approve of predictions. I wonder if it's going to continue in this direction, because keep in mind, a little over a year ago, the gold to silver ratio went all the way to 1 to 100. Now, I personally don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but who knows? Maybe that's the next ratio we see. Maybe the 1 to 71 range just simply means we're on the way back to 1 to 100, or somewhere in the 80s or 90s or something like that. Preferably not, but who knows? They're moving in opposite directions. They've been for the last month. There's really no telling. And with all of the uncertainty going on in the markets right now, there's a lot of fear. A lot of people are hesitant. A lot of people are selling off a portion of their portfolios, mostly when it comes to stocks. And we see time and time again, during recessions, during crashes, a lot of people take cash out of the stock market and they put their cash into gold. They don't always put their cash into silver, which might be why we're not seeing silver sit still, or why we're not seeing silver on the rise. We've seen it fall over the last week. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I'm just thinking out loud over here. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and depositing $5. If you refer a friend, you get another 4 free stocks. If you refer 3 friends, you get 4 free stocks for each of those friends, plus a free share of Papa John's pizza. Link in the description. Promo ends soon. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. What are your thoughts on the gold to silver ratio moving in opposite directions? Do you think it's going to keep going that way? Do you think it's going to tighten back up? And what are your thoughts on the current spot price of the precious metals?
And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm posting exclusive VIP-only adventure vlogs. I also do giveaways.
Don't forget I'm doing a brand new giveaway right now. Join before August 1st to automatically get entered.
Discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. A bunch of brand new videos over there. I posted one about China banning cryptocurrency, one about AT&T cutting its dividend, other videos about real estate, videos about silver, videos about gold, and a bunch of others. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 3,000 subscribers. We just hit 2,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. And of course, last but not least, the brand new DYDSS Karen Free Zone t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug.
My name is not Karen.
Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again.
What are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? From the spot price of silver for the last month, sitting still for the first 3 weeks of the last month, and then boom, falling out of nowhere. In comparison to gold, rather than sitting still, it was kind of on the rise for the first 3 weeks, and then instead of falling over the last week, it just kind of took a little bit of a dip. Do you think that the fear and uncertainty in the stock market right now is playing a role in that? Do you think people are beginning to, or at least a small portion of people are beginning to sell off or liquidate or cash out so they can put that currency into gold instead? You think that has anything to do with it? Or do you think the markets are just simply being sporadic right now and they're not doing anything different? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.